You're about to listen to the award-winning Stuart Tedesco Show. This show is for biologically and emotionally mature audiences. If you should not be here, please go away. We'll still be here when you're mature enough to partake. Mwah!
Because I'm not chaining you to the jungle gyms.
Oh my God, that skit is so great.
Yeah.
That Mike Myers skit is awesome.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Stuart Tedesco Show.
Hi,
I'm Dave.
I'm Melissa. I'm here and I don't have COVID.
You don't?
Yay! I had COVID last week, but I don't this week. Thank you. I got the negative on Monday. I was super excited. It was just a little over a week of having it. So yeah, I'll just say really quick about it because I don't want to talk too much about it. I'm just going to say it real quick. So yeah, I had COVID and I don't know, I probably got it from my husband because he had it before me.
Right.
He could have gotten it at a couple different places.
Sure.
So we don't know.
Licking doorknobs, whatever.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah. But a bunch of people from work also had it who do work with him. So my assumption is he got it from somebody at work. And
boy,
I was able to stay away from him for a while.
Boy, was I testing. I was looking, am I getting it? Am I getting it? Am I getting it?
Yeah. This is a good, I mean, it is still high. A lot of people are still,
it's still
more
a thing,
people
man.
are getting, people are still are getting it and more people are getting it. And, you know, when I posted on Facebook that I had it, all these other people are like, oh my God, I just had it too. And like, so yeah, people are still getting it. It's happening.
It's
so
a thing.
if you're not currently updated on the vaccine and you should be,
Probably I have let that go.
yeah, I let that
there
go
is a
too.
new one, I know
yeah,
that.
I let it go too. My husband's let it go. I mean, now I guess we're okay for the new one since we just
now I should
got
totally
it.
do it because I have a whole week off.
Oh, yeah, you should
my
totally
summer
do it.
vacation is a whole week.
Well, I mean, then at least if you're not feeling well, you can just kind of chill out and just not do anything.
What I've learned is I am fine with vaccines one at a time.
Oh yeah.
Anytime I do,
I think a lot of people suggest if you can do it one at a time, do it one at a time.
anytime I do more than one at a time, it kills me.
I know somebody I used to work with who did shingles and COVID at the same time and were sick for days.
I did shingles with something. I can't remember if it was COVID or flu. It might have been flu.
Don't do it.
No. I would.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
That's like mixing Jack Daniels and orange juice.
I mean, you're going to get through it, but it's going to suck. You're going to feel really shitty for a few days.
Okay, I say I did that once.
You did.
It did not end well. No.
So, yeah, I had the COVID. It was weird because I had COVID before and it was very different. So you can definitely tell strains are different because it wasn't like the first time.
Okay.
So the first time I had it, which was in 2022, and I had it and I was sick for like I coughed so much, I bruised a rib. It made me cough so much.
Wait, this time or the first time?
No, the first time.
Okay.
Coughed so much it made me bruise a rib or a couple ribs. I could tell because it hurt it really hurt to breathe. What?
Okay, I am so sorry. This is again
What's
now.
that?
Maybe I didn't take my ADHD meds. So is that stuff on the? Is that from today?
This?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, because I would hate to say I think I left it like that for someone to come and sit in front of that.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, now I feel like a
Well,
horrible
it could have
host.
been me.
Well, I hope it was because
It probably was.
Okay, let's
probably
say
was
if
me.
you don't mind, let's say it is.
It
So I
is
don't
me.
feel bad.
It is me.
Okay,
It's me.
cool. Thank you. I'm
You're
sorry.
welcome. All right,
COVID.
proceed.
Sorry.
COVID. So
That
yeah,
really
the first time
distracted
was
me.
really bad. And I had to isolate for the full 10 days back then because that is what they suggested.
Right. Now you just have to close your eyes 3 times and say Beetlejuice or something. Whatever it is.
So yeah, anyway, there was a reason I also was testing still positive for pretty much all those 10 days. It was a long one in 2022. This one didn't feel the first 2 days like I could tell I was sick because I could feel a little bit and my head was really stuffy and everything. But the first couple days I actually didn't feel that bad. Like it wasn't horrible. I did sleep a lot. One day I slept like off and on like all day. But then I had like 3 days where after that I felt pretty shitty. Like I started coughing up and getting up all this stuff. And then that's when I felt really shitty. And I had already told my boss, like, I could get back to work by Saturday because I was feeling better. And I talked with my doctor, and I got the information from my doctor about when I could go back and all the information. Because, I was responsible. I figured I will call my doctor and do the responsible thing and get the correct information. So I went back on the Saturday. So it was like a full week off, pretty much. Went back on the Saturday, and by like 2-3 o'clock, I was like, oh, fuck. I feel like crap. I mean, I was still wearing a mask and everything, but I was staying away from everyone for the most part, but I still felt like crap. And then the Sunday, because I work Saturdays and Sunday, but then I went on Sunday and almost felt kind of normal. And then I tested again on Monday, and no COVID, all gone. So it was quick. It went through me very quickly. It did not go as quickly with Dan, though.
Right.
He even lost taste for a few days, so that sucked. Being an Italian man who really loves to eat was very upsetting to him.
Sick and you're sick,
Yeah. I did lose a few pounds and I only know that because I put on a pair of jeans yesterday that fit me better than they used to fit me. But I did spend a couple days mostly sleeping. So I wasn't really eating a lot because all I was doing was sleeping.
So you're feeling okay?
So I'm feeling good. Yeah. I'm feeling back to normal. I mean, I'm a little bit stuffy, but it's the allergies.
Yeah.
It happens.
Yeah. So I thought we could do something together, if that's okay.
Sure.
Because this is kind of breaking news.
Oh,
No. You trust me. You will like this very much.
I'm so excited.
Yes,
okay.
This is something for you to be excited about.
All right.
So I'm going to read something to you.
Great.
It's not super long. Don't worry, folks. Don't worry. This is your... Oh, that's not working. Yeah. This is your promised email reminder that applications to vend at REAF 2025 will start now. Surprise, because it's not September yet.
Yeah.
We're ready for your applications. No need to wait until September. See, like I just said. It's not September. Applications will be accepted through September 10th. Notifications with invoices will be sent September 11th. This is a change from previous years. The application is on the Rochester Erotic Arts Festival, REEF. The REEF website, use the shopping tab to get there or this link. There are a number of changes this year. Be sure to read the information on the website page before you click the application link. So, in clicking the application link, blah, blah, blah. I want to see what there's anything new about. Let me go back to...
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited.
After the show, I will fill out the application, and then I guess on September 11th, I will pay for it.
Of course, the important part for me is like...
passes. Ticketing for passes and hotel rooms opens January 11th at 12 noon.
Oh, we can't do it any earlier
Well, hold on. That might be for the riffraff. Right?
Yeah, we're not riffraff.
Blah, 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 blah.
Not that there's anything wrong with being riffraff, because I fucking love the riffraff. I didn't know what else to
call it.
I know. We love you guys. We love the riffraff. It's the best. And most of the time I'm riffraff anyway.
It doesn't say. All right, it doesn't say. So we're going?
We're going.
We're going. Okay. So hopefully you won't mind. And I'll do my best because we learned, or hopefully I learned, to be more careful, I guess, with the audio, because day 2 was trashed, and I don't know why.
So sad. We talked to some good people, and it really bummed me
out. I am going to have to find time. I'll be in the middle of a campaign for city council, but I will find time to do some test runs and figure out what the heck happened. And I'm not going to do it now because I won't remember. No. I won't remember tomorrow.
No, probably not.
Yeah. So that's cool. So we'll be doing that. And you can look forward to that sometime mid to late April.
Yeah, because definitely Dan and I would like to stay at the hotel this year. So we don't have to... I mean, we didn't stay that far away, but it just out of ease, it'd be nice to stay there.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, because then after we're done, we can go watch the shows and stuff, and then when we're tired, just go back to our room.
Right.
The shows go on way longer. And
they do. I'm wondering about that. I don't know how many days I would stay. I would like to stay too. I just don't know if I don't know if that's a feasible thing for me.
Right.
Yeah. Especially if I am in the middle of a campaign. Although it would be Friday and Saturday, which are not normally too huge. April, February. Man, that might be right in petitioning. Eesh. All right. We'll figure it out.
Figure it out.
Yep.
You can petition while you're there.
No, they have to live in the city of Rochester next year. This past year it was any place in New York State.
You can ask if they live in the city of Rochester.
That's true. That's true. Maybe I'd get one. Wouldn't be quite worth the time, but
no, because every time we've gone, I have recognized people within, like, especially the LGBTQ plus community in Rochester. I definitely see plenty of people who are there who are from Rochester.
right. But in
And
the
we talk
city,
to them.
as opposed to they live in Brighton or something like that. So I'm
There's
just saying.
some, yeah.
Anyway,
I think you'll get some
point
people.
is, it's not even. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not,
it's a way away anyway.
yeah. So I can tell you about speaking of my campaign. I'll make it a segue.
Oh, what about that? So you said this again?
What's that?
What did you say again?
I'll make it a segue.
Okay.
Speaking of my campaign.
Okay.
So I'll say this, and I have sent thank you notes, right? So I'm not just doing that here on the show. But I will say this, my family, even though this campaign is over a year away, the election day for it is over a year away, and everyone's focused on November this year with the presidential campaign. But I have started, and I've been telling people, and I've got cute little cards, and I'm giving out, and I don't have lit yet. My family has come through big time.
Oh,
Is really
I love that
awesomely
so
surprised.
I love it so much.
Yes, and
I can't wait to work with everybody to help out.
and it's the yes, we should sit down and have a specific meeting because
Yes,
we
I
can
would
plan
like to do that.
events
We
and
should
stuff.
do that
Yeah.
soon. Yeah.
We'll get people together.
Yeah, we can have a little hangout.
Yeah.
Maybe we can do something before it gets too cold. So we have like maybe a little cookout outside or something, hang out or something.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah, that'd be
absolutely.
nice.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Speaking of hanging out at my house, because we had talked about having a birthday party for Dick Off Studio because it's
Right.
100 years old next summer. But I literally had this thought this morning for people to be outside. In the past, we would have we have a bug zapper and we would try to, but those are pollinators. I don't want to zap the bugs now.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, okay.
I mean, there are some that you would, but most, not all of them.
How you can't pick and choose in
Yeah.
this. So I'm trying to think. I know there's the technique where you actually put big fans and it blows because they don't like to be around the wind. It just blows them away for the time being until the fans go away. So maybe there's something like that we could do.
Yeah, maybe you can rent like a couple of industrial fans or something.
I don't want to get industrial because those are really annoying, but I do.
It's outside though.
Somewhere did I give it to somebody? There's a big fan we had.
Okay.
I'll ask Eve about it. Or I can get another one. I don't care. They're not super expensive. But so now I'll back it up. Sorry, I went way off on tangents. So just shout out and props to the fam. They were amazing and
Awesome.
And by the way, it doesn't have to be the only contribution you make. I did tell you this time, I know most people on the left, we feel skittish about asking for money. I'm old and I don't care anymore. Give
We
me
gotta
money.
do it. We need money.
Yep, I need money because I'm going to be doing stuff in terms of getting the message to peoples and getting to convince them to vote in a way they don't usually vote.
Right, and we don't know how the
They're
presidential
actually-
election is going to go as far as about being on the ballot and all
Well, yeah, so that's still up in the air. So quick recap for those who don't know. So 5 years ago or so, whenever it was,
some dickhead that was in office.
yeah, Mario's boy, put this thing into the budget. I don't,
boy, I love that.
I don't call him by name. How some people won't talk about the orange shit given.
Yeah.
Right, they won't say his name. I won't say Mario's boy's name. I just call him Mario's boy because I know it would piss him off too.
Probably does.
It does. I think he's listening.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We don't care.
I don't care. So Mario's boy put this into the budget of all things, tripling the requirements to be and stay a political party in New York State, and it pretty much got rid of all of the third parties that run their own candidates. If you are a sycophant and you run Democrat or Republican candidates, which New York State you're allowed to run on more than one line, then you'll end up keeping your ballot status because you'll get enough of those
Like working
votes.
families and stuff
Working
like that.
families and conservative parties. They just run Democrat and
mostly,
Republican. So Jill Stein did not get on the ballot, but there is a lawsuit going on.
It's such bullshit.
The only
Pisses me off.
the only weird thing about it is the cub killer is the one who started the lawsuit, and now it seems like he's about to pull out and endorse Trump so he can get a gig in case Trump wins.
Right.
So I don't know what that does to the lawsuit.
Oops, sorry. Yeah.
So
I mean, he ain't wrong. Cub Killer wasn't wrong.
Oh no, the lawsuit was legit.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good lawsuit.
Yeah,
I agree with the lawsuit.
That's why we jumped in on it.
Yeah, agree with the lawsuit. I mean, you and I have talked about it, but we can say it again. Like, I think anybody who wants to be on the ballot and gets enough signatures to be on the ballot, which should be equal to everybody, or whatever the most way that's equal.
How much? It's what's appropriate.
If it should be appropriate. It should be appropriate for the candidate, for the place, all that kind of shit. And whether you're left leaning, right leaning, I don't give a fuck. You should have that option.
Yeah,
because that's what a democracy is about.
Well, Democrats don't care about that.
They don't. Not in the state for sure.
Yeah. So they made it
very clear how much they don't care about it, because that's what Mario's boy did.
Right. So there's that. And so even if it doesn't go through the court in time for November or earlier, because there's early voting and they got to print ballots and all that shit. Yeah. So let's say October 1st I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to.
Right. So I'm still waiting for the state Green Party to do something, but I've already here locally started greasing the wheels or whatever for a write-in, and the goal is to get 130,000 write-in votes across the state, which is most is going to come from New York City. Most of it's going to be from New York City. But yeah, we got to start now. It's like the end of August.
Yeah.
So if Jill gets enough write-in votes for president, it won't do anything to the election.
It will not do it.
No.
She's not going to win the election.
She's not going to affect the election.
She's not going to affect the election. Yeah. She's not. And yeah, I know people who get really pissed off about it. I also kind of reach out on that and also like, oh, no.
The Trump derangement syndrome is for real, though. People just don't want to hear it. But it
depends on your state. Well, it depends on the state. If you live in New York State.
No, I meant around here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's still.
She's going to.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris is going to win New York State. There is 100% going to happen.
But there are people you just cannot tell this to. You try to, and it just goes bink off their forehead.
I know, and I get it. Like I know, and I do want, because I know that Jill Stein is not going to win. I do want Kamala Harris to win, and I do think she is going to win.
Oh yeah, she's good.
And I don't, whether I vote for her or not, it's not going to change.
Right.
Like she's still going to take New York State.
Yeah.
I could stay home, and she's still going to take New York State.
Yes.
So yeah, there's probably a very good chance I'm going to end up voting for Jill Stein, only because this is bullshit.
So,
but I do like, I'm just saying, but I've just put it out there because I know people like get all pissed off at me about stuff like this, just like they do with you. And I know you're Mr. Green Man, but I am a Democrat. I do like, I do like what's being said by Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. I like their families. They definitely seem to have more of the similar values as I do, and most of the people I care about. So yes, I am happy that it's looking more towards that she is going to become the president. But if you live in New York State or you live in another state that is a very Democrat leaning state, you know damn well that Kamala's taking it. Yes, just vote for Jill Stein. Get it out there.
And if you can go back 4 years to our old shows when we were in the same situation, whether it was Howie running or 4 years before that when it was Jill, because we've been doing the show for 17 years, getting 5% nationwide for the Green Party vaults them into a different category nationally.
It'll be huge.
Which makes running locally all over the country easier. So,
which we want.
Yes. So it is
everybody who talks about wanting more things, wanting change. You can. That's why I really wanted to point it out there.
65% of the people in the U.S. say they want a strong third party. Well, dude, it doesn't just happen. You don't just rub a lamp and it happens.
Right. You have to do the scary work, and unfortunately, there are some states out there that can do the scary work. You know, if you live in Michigan or Ohio or something, you may not have the luxury of being able to vote for a third party. But if you live here, you do. You do.
Well, I still argue. I don't care where you live.
I mean, I agree with. I understand. We
have to be in the streets anyway.
Right, but I do. But I'm just saying, if somebody tells
we still
me,
have to be in the street.
If my friends in Ohio tell me they voted for Harris Walz, I'm not gonna, not for Jill. I'm not gonna be like, well, you could have done the, I'm not gonna berate them for it.
All right, just tell me. I will.
No,
no, I'm.
No, I'm not telling you my
I'm not berating anybody.
No, I'm not berating anybody. Actually, I mean, if you don't, I mean, honestly, I don't even care if you, I just want you to vote. Maybe you don't like any of the choices. Maybe you don't even like Jill Stein. Maybe you don't like anybody. You're like, I don't fucking like any of these people. Then don't vote them. But go vote.
Runs the gamut. I don't know. What would you like then?
I don't know. I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there. If you don't know, then at least vote for your local people. You need to vote for your senators and representatives. It's so important. And that actually affects you personally. So even if you don't decide to vote for a presidential candidate, you can leave it empty. You can write in a vote. You can write in something else. Just vote for your local people. So important.
So if you want to help me, forget about
Dave.
next. Forget
Help
about
Dave.
next year. The website. I don't remember if I said this on the show. So I might have, and if I did already, I apologize. But I do think this is funny yet sad. If you remember the last time I ran, which was there was still a show. It was 2019, and I had a website then, and I just because I thought I would never run again, I just let it all just sit and do nothing. And usually when that happens, you lose a domain name, and prospectors come and. No, that nobody scooped it up. So it was still totally available. So like the lawn signs I have that people gave back after the election and stuff that I had a few magnets left over and they're all still good because the website I was able to get the domain name back. So it's up. It is not all of the bells and whistles and all of the platform stuff is not there yet, although I did just for now post some quick bullet points of things that old campaigns have achieved, because there's been actual real achievement from the quote losing campaigns, and as well as a few of the YouTube videos from 2019 that gives you there's if any change to that stuff on those videos, it's like more information and more ideas. So it's a good foundation for you to check out right now. But pretty simple, dateforchange.org. There's no numbers in there. No. Oh, Ford is FOR, not the number.
Yeah.
I wasn't that cute.
No.
Dave number 4 change. I didn't. Yeah,
No, it's fine.
It's FOR. So dateforchange.org.
You're a teacher too. So
That's true.
there's that.
You can go check it out. And hey, no matter where you are, again, you contributing and helping me win for city council and the things I want to do, because one thing I know for sure, cities and municipalities look for each other. Very few places, local governments, like to be the first anywhere to do something. Mm-hmm. So if someone comes up with an idea, well, who else has done it first? And they either to steal their ideas or to try to learn from mistakes, or just so they can say that, they're being safe with people's money or whatever. So planting fruit trees in public spaces has been done. Mm-hmm. Giving homeless people, no questions asked, a place to live has been done. Of all places, Utah. It has been done. So helping my campaign here up in central, whatever, upstate New York, could help where you live. It could affect change there as well.
Well, it's just like you see how other people, like you said, Utah. So
Yeah.
people see like, oh, this can happen.
Yes.
We can help them. This doesn't have to be a win-lose. This can be, or a lose-lose. It could be a win-win.
Yeah.
Everybody wins.
And
And you see that, enough people see it. They're like, oh, wheels turning.
And so, yes, I'm running as a Green. And yes, there hasn't been a non-Democrat elected in Rochester in literally 50 years plus. And I think that needs to change. Mm-hmm. Whether I do a good job in city council or not, and I will, but whether I do or not, there needs to be that little floodgate opened that so people can say, oh, other parties can win. And the ones that's why
it's so important.
It
the
is.
Local ones are. That's why I'm constantly telling people how important the local elections are.
Yeah.
Like
so
even more than presidential ones. Honestly.
So even if you don't know a thing that I'm trying to do or stand for, although I would think by this time, if you're listening to the show, you do, it just helps create these third parties. Mm-hmm. So, all right. Dayforchange.org. I know you'll be shocked, but the donate button is working. I tested it myself. I will take your money relatively happily. I will let the guilt of the right wing, right wing, just give them all your money.
Yeah, they don't care.
They want more.
Left-wing people
What,
have
mortgage?
guilt.
No,
They're
give it
like,
up. You don't have to pay your mortgage.
I don't want to take money from you.
You can eat cat food.
You don't need money, do you?
Right.
You need money, don't you?
But I'm to get this message out. Yes, I need money. I'll be doing it. I'll be trying to get as much free press as possible. I'm not giving that up, but for sure, we got to do some paid stuff too. So yeah, feel free, contribute. Dayforchange.org. It's not tax deductible, even though who the hell deducts things these days? Thanks to
so you can for campaign
campaigns are not. I'm just letting
not.
folks know.
Yeah,
So,
they're not.
This is not a not-profit. Sorry,
Which they shouldn't be. I mean, that's bullshit.
No, totally, absolutely. Those super PACs are fucking things up as it is. You don't need to be tax deductible as well.
Sadly, I've never given enough to any campaigns for anybody to think I would be. I'm like, I don't give enough.
This is the
my
Trump
$1,500, are not gonna
Trump's
make or break it.
This is a tough one. Trump's crappy tax changes. Whew, man, that was a tough one. One of the things is they blew up the standard deduction. So for you to give to charity to make it worthwhile to not use the standard deduction, you have to be mega rich to make it have a difference.
Fortunately, that's supposed
to tax deductible donations really isn't a big deal anymore.
Well, that's one of the reasons we really do need to not have Trump in office, because that needs to change in 2025.
Okay, but Biden didn't change it back.
He couldn't. It can't be changed until 2025.
There was executive orders he could have done. But we don't, let's get into the weeds there. Yeah,
right. Anyway.
So check it out, dayforchange.org. And there will be, again, it's over a year before the actual election for this, and the real campaign doesn't start till I've already started. It'll be cranked up to the next level come probably December, maybe January, and then it's going to go full out. And I'll be...
You need to get some airtime or...
I don't know,
radio
airtime
time or radio. You need to get something.
I have plans for money. What I'm going to do with there's. In fact, you know what? It'd be an awesome topic to talk about on another show, because I will actually be. Well, no matter what you do, anything that's paid airtime or paid whatever is going to rich folks. So you have to make that thing. Okay, I'm stealing this line of thought, because this came from. I think we talked about this. Carsey Blanton, the musician, who she's this radical, stick it to the man kind of person, and she's doing ads on Facebook and Instagram. And people,
you can do that too.
Yeah, and people.
that's not as bad. They don't cost.
It's still Zuck.
I know, but it makes sense though.
Yeah.
In there, it does help. It sucks that you have to pay it to Zuck, but
and so the
end of the means, I guess.
This actually convinced me. She sent an email out to folks and said, "Look, I get it, but I went from almost nobody hearing about me, and once we started doing ads on Facebook and Instagram, which is the same company, if you didn't know, then." We more than quadrupled the number of CDs we've sold. Way more people are streaming her music. And so the money she makes from that is helping stick it to the man. And so it was she had to find what she could, there's no such thing as ethical capitalism, and that you cannot not participate in it. And it's finding out what has the most, it's hard to say this way, bang for your buck. And money to Zuck right now is for what to get to people, because if you rely on Gannett to do an interview with you in the local corporate paper, that ain't going to happen. And sometimes our local, quote, alternative, you can't even call them that anymore, alternative newspaper isn't that alternative.
No, they still
days.
Pretty much stick with Democrats.
Yeah, they're not that alternative. They didn't used to though.
Yeah, they used to be way cooler.
Yeah, well, that's
happens.
We could talk about that.
Yeah.
As I mumble.
We don't even want to say we know what we're talking about.
Yeah, I don't want to, because then I gotta start calling people out, and I don't want to. I don't
want to do that.
So absolutely. So some of your money is going to be going to that stuff, but then some of it's the traditional things. It's going to be lit for folks to read, and I want it to be bilingual this time. Yard signs, like we always do. I do have a handful left over, but I'm going to go with the Jack Elliott method and blanket the city in
I
lawn signs?
might have one already still.
You might.
I might.
So
I'll look at my.
We're gonna put that.
In my garage, I think I might have.
I'm gonna put that out and see who still might.
Yeah, I
still
might still
have
have one
Yep,
already.
I got about 20 here at the house. Some people gave them back, which was cool.
Yeah. You know why I didn't give it back? Because I assumed you'd be running again.
Well, you
me.
weren't talking to my wife then.
No, I didn't. You know what? It wasn't about that. Like, I know that she didn't want you to, but I know you.
No, look, dude.
But
never.
No, she's been so supportive, and that's so awesome.
I never would have
Having a
decided to do
supportive
this
spouse is
again
great.
if it wasn't her idea, because I know she didn't
great.
want it.
No, I think you know what? To me, it's very selfless because I think she saw exactly like she knows that is something that gives you passion. That it was good because that's a good thing. That's what a marriage should be like.
Let's hope. Hope.
Yeah.
So this is a kind of political topic, but this is something else that came up this week, and I thought I would just.
I'm gonna grab a beer while we're starting that.
May I have another, please?
Yes, I'd love to.
Thank you. So I was minding my own business, driving to wherever, probably coming from school, like you do, and the local sports talk radio guys were talking about something. I don't know. Like I've said this before, it's my white noise. As long as they don't start talking about politics, because most sports guys, I don't agree with their politics. Yeah. And they were talking about our local professional lacrosse team, which, look, Rochester is a mid-sized city, and these professional sports teams we have are minor league.
But would they get a lot of? I feel like a lot of people dig it though.
Baseball and hockey for sure.
I know a few people that like lacrosse as well.
We used to have professional soccer,
which was too bad because that was awesome. Jerry and I went to a few of those matches. They were fun.
Which was totally mismanaged.
I know, such a bummer.
Which is what I'm getting to. Which is we're getting around to. And
so mismanaged. I'm just thinking about man, that still makes me mad.
I think for a little while we had indoor soccer. Didn't we have a team?
I think we did, but I'm talking about the regular outdoor soccer. And Jerry and I went to several games and we loved it. And
baseball and hockey has been around for decades, many. Actually, baseball maybe even a century by now. And
my great grandmother had stock in Red Wings.
I still have mine. So,
I bought mine out.
Which is where I'm going. So the lacrosse team. And none of these teams tend to make money. The baseball team really does everything they can, like extra stuff, to balance the budget, like promotions over the top.
They're fun.
Yeah,
the games are real. Those, I mean, even though I don't like baseball a lot, but the games are fun to go to.
So the lacrosse team, not quite the following. It's pretty much a losing proposition. If you were the owner of the Rochester Nighthawks, you're not in this to make money. You probably have to come in with already having money from something else that will sustain you while you tend to lose money in this. Just you're in a small market with lacrosse, which is not a national sport. And
it's a pretty badass sport, though.
But that's not the point.
It's too bad it's not because it is pretty badass.
Right. So
it's scary.
So the sports radio guys were kind of talking about it, and I got home, and I don't know why it was still stuck in my head. Who's gonna buy this thing, and which rich person's gonna save this team, and don't buy. They're going, don't buy it if you think you're gonna make money. You're not gonna make money on this, and then you're just gonna try and run it like you're gonna make money, and you're gonna drive it into the ground, and then you're gonna blame the fans. So you need to come into this knowing you're not gonna make money. So I do know that these guys, these local radio guys, are on Twitter, which is what I will call it. I will not call it by its other name.
I know. Same.
So I never interacted with these guys, but again, I just wanted to plant that seed of cooperative economics, and that's all. I didn't expect them to. Sports guys are just going to be for profit. They're going to be the mainstream thing. So I was like, hey, man, the Nighthawks could do what the Red Wings did, and I even tagged the Red Wings in it. The Red Wings did many years ago is sell stock and make it a publicly owned company. Yeah. And I got the exact response to, that'll never happen again, kind of thing. And so, kiddingly, I went,
what?
No, yeah. I went, I can explain why.
Whatever.
I know why you're saying that. So I went, well, not with that attitude.
Right, exactly.
And then I put a smiley face on it.
Right.
And then I just kind of quick mentioned, well, it would take a movement-oriented thing where people were doing it to save the team and create community. right? So yeah,
Right.
it wouldn't be.
You'd have to get your big fans to like go, let's do this.
Like, and maybe it'd be $2.50 a share, whereas the Red Wing stock I have is $5 a share.
Yeah.
But again, that was from the 1940s.
Yeah, I mean, when my grandmother bought
Yeah.
it, it was probably from that. And when
Yeah.
I sold my one share, I got like $80 or something.
Then that was from somebody who just really wanted it. Because I had somebody offering me like 200 or something for a
Yeah.
share when they're worth $5.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, it was inherited. It was from my great grandmother. I'm like, no, I'm good.
I know, it was from mine too. Am I a bad person because I did? Yeah.
No,
I mean, what was I doing with it?
I'm not doing anything with it.
I feel like my
I do use it.
I feel like my great grandmother would have understood me, selling it and using it to, for my family and
Yeah.
supporting my life and all
Yeah.
that. And she was my great grandmother was kind of badass.
You have nothing to
so,
worry about.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was interesting. I just wanted to plant that seed. At least nobody talks about cooperative economics. So even people who follow this sports guy probably never would have thought of that. At least I'm planting that seed. Maybe if they're sports fans, they know that that's how the Green Bay Packers
I was
operate.
going to say the Green Bay Packers.
And the Rochester Red Wings if you're from Rochester. So I don't know. It was just a little thing I did, and it's done. I'm not going to follow up. I'm not going to like harass sports guy going.
I freaking love that the Green Bay Packers have always been a co-op. Like I think day one. I believe like since
I don't remember. I don't know.
Well, I don't think we were alive then.
No, I know, but I would have.
Yeah.
I still remember reading.
remember
It may have been.
Yeah, I mean they were one of the OGs. So.
You know who would know? Wikipedia.
Wikipedia would know.
I
They're
would
hounding
trust-
me for money again.
I would trust Wikipedia with that. I don't think.
Oh, yeah, that
I don't think
information,
anybody's going to come in and fuck with the Green Bay Packers history on Wikipedia.
Oh no, Packers fans are pretty serious.
Maybe Bears fans might try.
Yeah, but Packers fans are pretty serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were. Somebody was. This was like talking about football fans. Somebody asked on one of the groups I'm in on Facebook, what becomes somebody's whole was it their whole being, their whole. Like this is like, your whole way of being. And I said, and people were saying, CrossFit, veganism, Trumpism, those kinds of things. I said, being a Bills fan.
For some, yeah.
Like seriously, they make that their entire existence. I am a Bills fan. And I know because I live with one. And I actually told him that I said that, and he's like, "Oh, people are going to destroy you." Nobody destroyed me, and I said it with love because I do love I do love my Bills fan, but he does make that like his whole person. Oh, it's what becomes their whole personality. That was the question. I said, being a Bills fan, it becomes their entire personality, especially during the season.
Well, okay.
That's all Dan. Literally, that's almost all what Dan talks about.
So it's not every single Bills fan, but everybody knows one that's like that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
One of Michael's daughters.
Yep, that is my husband. He is 100% that Bills fan.
She travels to away games.
The only reason he doesn't do that is because he doesn't like crowds.
Yeah, I don't know how she gets money to do this, but she does.
He doesn't like crowds, so he's not going to do it. He doesn't want to be around a bunch of if he's going to drink, he can drink in his own home, and not be around other people.
I'll say I haven't seen her kids for a while. Maybe she sold them in the black market so she could go to Bills games. Yeah, I don't know.
Bills games. I
don't know.
Well,
I
anyway.
hope not.
Yeah, so he's not the Bills fan who goes to the games and pregame and does all that stuff and the things, but he is the guy who during the season, I would say at least 7 out of 10 conversations start with something in regards to what's going on with the Buffalo Bills at any time.
Interesting.
It's sort of cute. It's a little bit annoying. But it's sort of cute because it's his childhood obsession that has lasted into his 40s, and it's sort of funny.
I bring it up at home because Eve's more of a fan than I am. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, her first team is the Lions because she grew up there.
Yeah. Makes sense.
But now
I was assuming that.
But now she has become that's her 2 team. Remember, this is the Buffalo Bills.
Right.
So
when I was a Steelers fan, the Bills were my number 2 team because
she has started to
I lived
get
here.
Buffalo accoutrement now.
Yeah.
So now
I've got a couple of Buffalo accoutrements.
Yeah, so I will bring up either team now just to get her talking. I don't really follow much.
But she's probably gets excited about it and is really happy. Yeah.
Hey, how'd your Lions do?
Well,
And she knows. She usually
she
does.
does.
Yeah, right.
Because she either watched the game or she watched the highlights or has an idea.
She's not the one that will argue about should they be in nickel coverage on 3rd and long, and she's not that person.
Right.
The dime package, the dime. But she's not that person.
She's not that person.
Right. But she's
She knows what's going on.
She knows what's going on.
She knows.
She knows when there's a home run. I know.
We know.
She knows. What else?
Dave knows too.
She knows what
he plays the sports ball.
She knows what a penalty kick is. Don't just.
Did you ever
stop.
play football?
Yeah, high school. Yeah.
Did you play in high school?
Yep.
Would you play? Did you? You must have played defense.
No, that's a funny thing.
You did not.
No, I did not. Most of my time was an offensive. I was offense and offensive lineman. In my senior year, I was going to play both ways. I was going to play defense, and I started getting ready. And 2 weeks before the season started, I had a really pretty serious back injury, and so I had to sit around. So I just got into pads right before the first game, and I actually played defense for the first series and was so clueless because I wasn't there to be able to do the practice stuff that I just got taken out and never put back on defense. It's like
you don't know any of the plays.
They gave me a shot because I was a senior,
right?
But I was out there going
like I don't know any of these plays.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm supposed to be, and I got called out.
You gotta go. Yeah,
but I totally started offense because I knew everybody's assignment on offense. But yeah, so that was
yeah. Both, it's interesting. Both my ex-husband and my darling husband right now, I have both played center. Same. And I think it's funny because neither one of them, like Jerry was also not exceptional. Like he was a little big, but he wasn't like super big, and Dan wasn't either.
Up here.
And neither one of them is very like in your face. Like,
yeah.
Like,
well, but offensive line, you don't have to be. You can be, but you don't have to be. If you're.
But he was the center though. They were. Yeah. Isn't that defense?
No, that hikes the ball.
Yeah, but I thought
but that's offense. Oh, you're touching the ball, dude.
Oh, I thought that was defense.
No.
Oh, okay.
If you're the center, you are hiking the ball.
Oh, well, I know you hike the ball, but for some reason I thought that was still defense because you're keeping people off of the. Because once you hike the ball, aren't you keeping people off of the?
That's offense. You're blocking. You're not trying to tackle. You're trying to block.
Just trying to block.
Yes.
Sorry.
In fact, if you're on offense and you tackle people, that's a penalty.
Oh, you know what? I get stuff in my brain. Like, never mind.
Right.
I know why. I know. I get certain words in my brain messed up. That's what I just did. Never mind. Anyway, I like the sports ball. It's fun. I think I do think it's funny that both of my exes did play the exact same position in football.
They liked hands on their butts.
I guess so.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know. They're both straight, so no, I don't.
I'm not judging. You can like hands on your butts and be straight.
I mean, I get that's true. That's true. But these were guy hands, so it probably not so much.
I think if you can't say that every NFL center is into a little swinging action, if you know what I'm saying.
So here's I understand now what saying offense, but like it's still like a position where you gotta like have some like you gotta be pushing people.
Yeah.
Like you're going to be doing stuff to like so you can't be tiny. When you're center, right? Okay. Is that's what I'm trying to say? Like
usually, you just have to have. Okay, so look, here's the deal.
Because I'm just thinking, it's like Dan was like not very big.
All right, so let me get.
How did he?
So let me give you an example. On my high school, I can't believe we're two in sports ball, but that's all right. In my high school team, which is up north here in New York State, we had a dude who was our center actually, and he moved down to Florida, where football is really huge.
Oh
down
yeah,
there.
huge.
And he ended up being a wide receiver.
Okay.
So he went from lineman, which was one of the bigger guys, to he was a receiver down there, which is more skinny fast guys. Right. So it all depends on what kind of.
Oh, maybe that's why. Because
so up here, of course, the big guys will be on the line, but you can also be not as big if you can, as a center, if you can snap the ball and you can just get in somebody's way, and you got some leg strength, you could totally have a smaller person.
Both Dan and Jerry both have big shoulders. Like they do have the broad shoulders to like keep people.
These
that
days,
might help.
And now we're talking about quote back in the day when we wore leather helmets with no face masks, kind of thing, right? Us and Gerald Ford, but now, even up here, there's like real programs where there's weight training year round. You don't get people their size playing the line too much anymore. That's really rare now. But in our time, back in the day, because we're all elderly, yeah, totally.
Yeah, because this would have been 90s. This would have been the 90s.
Yeah.
This would have been 80s for Jerry and 90s for Dan.
But of the
late 90s
starting linemen, I was the smallest.
And you're not even a small guy, really.
Right. So yeah, and I was, but I was.
You were. I'm sure you were smaller back then. Are you smaller than you are now? Like, I don't know. Maybe.
I probably had more muscle mass then. Weight wise, I'm about the same.
But muscle mass, you're
Muscle
yeah,
mass,
yeah.
yeah.
I mean, that's when we like had muscle mass when we were young and shit.
Right, yeah.
I know. I'm like, man, I had no idea what a hottie I was back in the day. Now I look back and I'm like, man, you didn't even know.
Well, like
silly girl,
dude. Okay, you're still hot.
but you know what I mean, like,
different,
in a different way though. But back in the day, like when I was like,
you were mint.
I didn't know I was mint.
That's what I'm saying. I'm using my sister's term.
Mint. I was mint, and I didn't know it.
Right? No, my sister knew she was mint. She would tell
I'm sure
everybody.
your sister was mint.
She knew everything.
I mean, she's still mint. Yeah,
I don't know if she considers herself mint.
I think your sister's mint.
No. What she considers herself.
Oh yeah, she probably wouldn't. But she's still a hottie.
Yeah.
You go, girl.
and mint.
And mint. Yeah, I mean, I will say it in general. You have a fairly attractive family. I don't know what happened to you, but just I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
There's always got to be one where the DNA just doesn't quite gel right. Like that one Jello mold that just didn't come out of the pan right. Dude, what happened? That's not a. Or that one Cookie Puss that just the tail isn't quite
right.
Dude, that's not a Cookie Puss. Cookie Puss is an ice cream cake. Formerly known by Carvel.
From Carvel, and if you didn't grow up in the Northeast, you wouldn't know.
And Florida, they had them in Florida too.
Oh, they did?
Of all weird things, they had them up here and in Florida.
Well, because somebody from here lived in Florida half of the year.
Yeah,
they do.
Well, Tom Carvel, if you ever saw his commercials at like 12:30 at night.
Oh, the old dude.
Yeah.
Like the actual Tom Carvel.
Yeah, this is Tom Carvel.
I fucking loved those commercials.
Yeah. I think he did spend half the time down in Florida, so that's how Carvels ended up down there.
Carvel's was the shit, man.
Yeah.
That shit.
You still see Carvel ice cream cakes in supermarkets, but they don't have standalone stores anymore.
I know, but that was the shit.
So you can still probably get a Cookie Puss.
I think you can, but I don't know. Wouldn't you wonder if it would be the same? I guess there's only one way to find out. Or the whale. What was the whale?
That's Cookie Puss.
No, Cookie Puss looked like, hi, I'm Cookie Puss. There was one that was the whale. It was like and it said a whale of a time on it. Cookie Puss was a whole different thing.
I thought Cookie Puss was the whale.
No, Cookie Puss was not the whale. Cookie Puss was Cookie Puss.
Like
the whale was the whale.
I just like saying Cookie Puss.
I know. It was kind of funny.
I think that's a good sex name for somebody.
I was thinking it should be it's a good drag name.
That too.
Oh, I hope it's a drag name for somebody.
We can look it up pretty quick, I would think.
But I mean, if you live in if you live in the Northeast, and you would know what that is, and I hope somebody has that as a drag name.
Right. I will find. In fact, I will.
We should look up. If that is.
Well, I can make that something with the show name, and then I will find a picture of Cookie Puss. I got
Cookie. Yeah, we call is Cookie Puss your drag name? Let us know.
No, I will do that. That'll be. Yeah. I will look up drag queen Cookie Puss and see what happens.
God, I hope somebody has that. If not,
well, there's someone.
Someone's got to get it.
Steal our band name, and you could steal our.
I'm trying to think if there's anybody I know who does drag who doesn't have a drag name yet, but I don't think I do.
Amber came out with a friend who has been on the show forever, but she came out with a good band name today. Made for Anal. Apparently, she got an ad for underwear.
See, Amber?
Yeah.
She said that today.
Well, so I'm saying, she got an ad.
She's literally one of the funniest people I know.
She got an ad on her social media for like women's underwear, and it was like.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah,
I didn't see.
It was like it was
only
it was
half
the opposite
a cheek.
of a thong.
It was half cheek.
It covered the cheek, but like the crack, there was an opening.
It looked like it was covering only a half a cheek.
Well, yeah, but you had the other cheek too. No, it covered cheek, but the whole crack was open.
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah,
That's not that weird.
No, but she said that was like and it was like you get like 4 pairs for $20, and she goes, "Can I give you the $20 and get one full pair of underwear?"
Yeah.
And then she had hashtag made for anal, and I was like, "Well, I don't know if you're shooting for a new band name, but
that's a good one." Yeah, she already has a band.
Yeah,
Can have a new one.
I thought
though.
maybe they were shopping for a new name.
I mean, if you want to have like
Made for anal.
just like a one-off, just one record once.
Or if the band does like an all acoustic show,
Call it Made for Anal.
made for anal. Yeah, this is our sister
Tell her
band.
and, tell her and Eric that.
Yeah. Well, I did. I replied.
Did you?
searching for a new band name? Because that's.
Did Eric say something too?
I don't know. I just put it. It was just a little while ago.
Okay, because it could happen.
Yep.
That would be, I mean, if it does, we better get invited to that as like special guests.
We can MC the show. Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're ready, made for anal.
Woo! We love butts. Woo!
Oh, just look at the t-shirts, the merch.
Oh my god, so
Well,
good.
you'd have to sell underwear for sure. Obviously,
Yeah,
that's how it
obviously
started,
that would be the
Yeah.
whole thing. Damn, that'd be so good. I love that we have like these great ideas all the time while we're on the show, and we never really do any of them, but we talk about it. We're like we're like brainstorm like
I would
superheroes.
say none, and there's
occasion.
Stuart merch, and there's
Yeah.
other things.
But we are like brainstorming superheroes, and we don't use it
Well,
probably in a way that
because
could
they're all
helpful.
very silly. That's
But just because they're silly doesn't mean it's not good.
abandoned.
Like I think I've mentioned this before, and maybe if I just keep saying it, it'll finally happen. I would love to have a job, and my job would be to just hang out in meetings and have people talk about stuff and brainstorm with them.
We've had this conversation.
Why can't I have that as a job?
You can. It's called the think tank. You just got to find a foundation that'll pay you for that.
But
So
I don't
you
want
need
to do it. I don't want to do it in just one company. I want to be able to go to other companies and talk with people and like help lots of companies.
Oh,
Like I want it to be like my own business.
that's called a consultant. You could do that.
Oh, that is a consultant. But I don't have any. Here's the thing. Okay, here's the main thing.
Now that
I don't
would
have
be-
any experience. I just know I'm really fucking good at
No
it. It's just
consultants
like
do.
my brain
No
works like
consultants
that
do.
very, very well.
All consultants, they always start out with no experience.
And then they do some consulting,
They
and then
they put a shingle out, and teachers are starting to do that. I will show.
Yeah, but you have.
I'm
you have,
tired of
you
working
have
for kids. I'm tired of working with kids, so I'm going to tell other people how to work with kids.
But you have experience. I don't have any experience except for the fact that my brain works really well like that.
No, you have marketing-y types. That you could.
I do have some
totally-
marketing experience. That's
Come
true.
on, you could frame it the right way.
I do have marketing experience. What am I
See?
telling you? I do. Yeah, I just really want somehow that to happen in my life. Like, so they're doing some restructuring.
Talk to my mint sister. She did some consulting for a while.
Your mint sister said. Mint sister, he said I should talk to you.
Yeah.
So at my place of employment, the
Yes.
Memorial Art Gallery, they're doing some restructuring because we got a new director this year.
Like personnel restructuring.
Yes.
Not
Yes.
building restructuring.
No.
Okay.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, personnel restructuring. So people are moving around, creating some new departments.
Do they know you're made for anal? That
No.
could push you into a new.
No, I would actually prefer. That's not a discussion.
Well, I was just trying to keep keep threads going. That's all. You're all right.
So anyway, so I was talking to one of the people who got one of these new positions, and they were telling me I'm not going to say what it is or who they are or anything because I don't want to give information away. I don't want anybody to be able to.
It's top secret. Hush, hush.
Right. I don't want people to figure out who this person is or anything because it's just not the gig I want to go with. Anyway, but this person,
Dr. Rosenpenis.
it is, yes, Dr.
Yes.
Rosenpieces. Okay. So, but this person I happened to be sitting with at the table that when we had a party recently this week, and I happened to be sitting at the same table with this person telling me about their new job and their new title. And I'm like, oh my God, that is such a great idea. And I really think that's exactly, that was definitely something we've been missing here at the museum. It's actually a subject that I've talked about with other people as well. So I was really excited that this person has now been given this other title and this other job to do this other thing. And then I'm thinking about it, like, there is no reason for this person to ask me any opinions or any thoughts I have on this. At the same time, I have so many opinions and thoughts. Same thing when we have any kind of events. Like there's events and I have opinions and thoughts on it, but I don't work in the events department and nobody asks me anything. And there's no reason for them to, because that's not my department and it's not what I do. At the same time, I'm really good at it though. It's like I'm really, really good at it. But I don't have like I don't have credentials. I don't have anything. I just know it's just something that my brain's good at. It's just naturally a gift. I'm naturally gifted in that department.
If the company culture, now I'm starting to talk like a capitalist, but if the company culture is one of, no, it's not. If it's openness, then there's ways to do that.
Well,
or it's more accepted.
Right.
Even if there's not an official way to do that, it's more accepted if the culture there
is the kind of culture of...
And it doesn't even have to be capitalist, like a for-profit organization or whatever.
We have a non-for-profit.
Right,
so,
or even that.
Yeah.
I mean, or it can be just like a activist group that doesn't even have any structure. But there's also times, because I know, I unfortunately am a part of one, that where sometimes even when you want other people's ideas, they just kind of sit there. So it all depends. If you feel comfortable, you could just try little and see what happens.
Yeah, like I that's kind of where I thought about if I can little nuggets or whatever, or like I don't know. I just feel like I'm just a good idea person, and when I'm around other people, I can feed off of their energy. And I feel it when I'm in a room with other people who have that kind of creative like thought process, that energy. I fucking feel it in my bones, and I love it. It's almost like a natural high for me.
You should get one of those little hand recorders and talk into it all the time when you have an idea.
Like
it's called Starkist.
What's funny is that actually happened.
What?
The Starkist one?
Yeah.
That actually happened.
What, they fed tuna fish mayonnaise?
No, they mixed the tuna and the mayonnaise together.
Well, yeah, but I remember from the movie.
Yeah, I know.
His idea was to feed tuna fish mayonnaise.
I thought it was to mix it ahead of time.
No,
and sell it that way.
That's not funny. No. The funny part was you were going to feed fish mayonnaise.
Called Starkist.
It's called Starkist.
Man, Michael Keaton.
From Night Shift, if you haven't seen it.
Yeah. Oh my God, that movie is
a good bad
movie. It could never be made now, but it's one of those movies that's from my my childhood that I probably shouldn't have seen because it's definitely not appropriate. But I did see it and I thought it was awesome, and I still think it's awesome. If I watched it again, I can hear the song in my head right now. On the night shift, wait, is that Michael McDonald? Who is that?
I don't know.
I don't fucking remember who sang that damn song. It's not a great song, but the movie is fucking great.
Okay.
Henry Winkler, Shelley Long.
Yeah. I don't remember fucking great, but I remember, no, there's definitely some lines in there.
Man,
there was
it's so good.
Yeah.
And then the relationship, and I don't remember the actress that played Henry Winkler's wife, but she was hilarious too.
I don't know her name. She's a character actress.
Yeah,
so
and she was hilarious.
Yeah.
She was great. It was just like, that movie was just so silly and so funny. And the best part of it, without a question, was Michael Keaton's character.
Well, yeah, that was I think that's the point of it. He was the over the top. Anyway, so Night Shift. If you haven't seen it, I'm sure it streams everywhere. It's not one of those movies that's, I'm sure, very hard to find.
I doubt.
Yeah, I doubt it very much.
But definitely could not be made today. I don't think. I don't know. Maybe you could. I don't know.
I think you could.
Yeah, because actually it was very sex positive.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the whole point of it was like, hey, let's these women who were
sex,
like. Actually, no, it should be. Actually, that was very, very forward thinking for the 80s. Like, these women deserve to have dental plans and retirement plans, and that's what it was about. It was about sex workers getting their what they should get. They're getting money, getting real money, not having terrible. Their pimps were not bad people. In other words, their pimps were more like
business managers.
Yeah, more like a business manager. Like, got a cut of your profit, but they weren't beating you for it. And it was ahead of they were using the profits. Part of it was to go back to them to help them with their own life.
They provided value.
Yeah.
As opposed to, I'm going to beat you up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was actually kind of cool. Didn't even think about it. Actually, it should be made today. People should talk about it even now.
They could even make it a little more progressive, even more so, if you wanted.
That would be cool. I would really like to see that. Well, in my lifetime, I didn't think I would see a woman president, and I definitely didn't think I would see a black woman president for sure. So I think that may very well happen. And I also, I never thought cannabis would ever be legal in my lifetime. So I don't know. I would like the idea that sex work could be legal. I never thought it could happen here, but you know what? I've been wrong about some things, so maybe I'll be wrong.
Maybe. Or maybe not.
Right. I know. Well, it just seems so silly, especially when they have things like what do you call it now? All the kids are doing to make money on the internets.
You need to be more specific.
No, that one site that OnlyFans.
Oh, okay, yeah.
No, I feel like something, especially with things like OnlyFans happening nowadays,
And
it would
have
be
you
nice
noticed,
to have it.
like, for when it first started, or relatively, I mean, you just thought that was bringing the end of civilization, and now you don't really hear much about it. People tend to have them, and nobody really gives a shit anymore.
No, I know one person right now who does have an OnlyFans account. I don't know if it's of a sexual nature, maybe, but I don't care. It really doesn't bother me. I'm like, I don't care what you do on
Well,
there.
technically, we have one.
Right, we do, but we know we don't post anything. No, I know this person
tried
does. This
to.
person actually does make money from their OnlyFans.
Yeah, well, we would.
I don't know how they. And I don't
money.
know how they make the money, and I'm not on OnlyFans, and it's not my business.
So I tried to do
Also,
it.
if it's somebody I know, I don't know that I want to see him in a sexual way. It might make me kind of feel weird.
Well, seeing as how we're literally 15 seconds away from an hour, I would like to explore that.
I didn't say that.
But apparently not today.
Not today. Though.
Yes. No, I think that's a fascinating, but it's the same discussion we've had before, like, old people sex. Right?
I don't have an issue with that.
Yeah, but how many people they go, ew?
Yeah, I don't do that.
Right.
But you're right, a lot of people do, and
Yeah.
and it kind of annoys me.
Yeah,
There's
me
even
too.
people like around my age that do that. I'm like, we're not that fucking far from the old people sex people. People already think I'm old people.
Young people
Right.
think we're
There
old
are
people.
young
Yeah,
people
yeah.
who think I'm already old people
Right.
and be like, ew, that person in their 50s is having sex. Yeah, I'm still having sex.
Amazing song, as heard on Stuart Pedestrian Radio from Giant Kitty, Old People Sex. It is the best, cutest song ever.
Aw.
It's such a good song.
I love it.
Yeah, as far as all right. So we got to end.
We got to go, guys. Sorry.
But
Good times.
so last week you weren't here,
I wasn't.
and Carrie and I held up the show. We took care of it.
I'm so glad.
And one
She's
of the
the
things
best.
I talked about was, like, I still got 2 bits that I haven't finished. And I mean, they just need to get edited. It's not going to take long, and I didn't get to it. So I could, before I post this show, quickly whip one together. On purpose, I use those words because it's the whip. And I could tack it on to the end of the show, or should I just wait another week?
Just wait another week.
Okay, fine.
Okay.
So I'll play an oldie. All right, we'll be back next week.
Yay!
And maybe next week I'll have a new, but actually, let me do that, because I like to put new bits up on our Patreon first for our Patreon folks, so they can hear it before anybody else, to give them just something, because I drop the ball on that all the time. So, yes, I will post the new bit for our Patreon people, which you can become a sponsor of ours, a whole $1 a month, and that's at StuartPedasso.com, along with our Stuart's Bookshelf and all this other stuff. When we talked about that book, It's Not You, It's Capitalism, that is on Stuart's Bookshelf, and you can totally check it out. You can get it from Paul's Books, right from us.
Yeah.
And we make 10 cents. Cash money.
And that's not even about that. Support the independent.
Yeah. Well, it supports the independent, and if we get 10 cents, it goes to
10
pay for this.
We know. But support independence.
Sadly, we have to pay to put this show up. So, but that's, whatever.
Fine.
All right, we'll be back next week.
Yeah.
And who knows what other crazy ass stories. I'll give you an update on the Rochester Erotic Arts Festival, if there needs to be one, and let you know how our new band, Made for Anal's, coming, and I don't know what else. That's about it.
That's it.
Yeah, see ya.
All right, bye.
I'm Rich Honkies, and I approve this message.
I called Rich Honkies about my taxes being too high, and he monitored the situation.
I spoke to one of his staff members about a problem I was having with my health care, and she told me that Rich Honkies would immediately start monitoring the situation.
I had this idea on how we could use all the vacant houses in town for the homeless. I told Rich Honkies about it. Turns out that the blue ribbon panel that's been monitoring that for years already has rich honkies on it. Who knew?
So who are you going to vote for this November?
Rich honkies.
Richard Xavier Honkies.
You'd really have to hate America not to vote for rich honkies.
I'm Rich Honkies. We're all in this together. You've been voting me in year after year, and I've done my part by monitoring all of your situations. It's not easy, but I take constituent services seriously, and I look forward to monitoring situations once again with your vote this November.
Paid for by money for rich honkies.